just roaming around on this nice sitting area. People just, hanging out, sitting there. And I understand now, like, why a lot of Americans make fun of the French. It's probably because they're jealous. 'Cause this place is super awesome. So, it's Sunday, and there's a lot of things that are closed right now. So I found a vegan burger place. This cost 16 euros for two kind of small burgers. It's kind of pricey, but I try to support the vegan establishments as much as possible. So I'm just gonna eat lunch by the river. So I went back to that same burger place. It's called Mob something. Just chilling. Yeah, just chilling by the river. I got 3 of them this time, just because it's not enough. But it's pretty good. Okay, back at the park again. I find myself coming back here quite often. This is like a Western park in Paris. It's Bois de Boulogne, I think. So in this vlog, I'm gonna discuss like what I had learned while I've been traveling. So earlier today, I had woke up early so I could go to the Thai embassy. The plan was to go back to Thailand, where I would use that as my home base. I really do like Chiang Mai. It's just really traveler friendly, easy to get around. Food is awesome. Lots of mountains to go cycling in, and yeah, it's just where I wanted to consider my home base. So I went to the embassy, and the officer had let me know that I cannot apply for a visa if I'm not a resident of the country that I'm in right now. So I'm in France. I'm not a French citizen, so I cannot apply for a visa to go to Thailand from the embassy in Paris, which really sucks. I mean, I personally know friends that have gone to other countries to get their visas to go back into Thailand. So it's one of two things, like it's specific to this French Thai embassy, or it's a pretty recent change in the regulations. So I sent an email to the London Thai embassy, which is the next closest one. Hopefully that's not the case. So it's just one of those things about traveling. I've been traveling for over a month and a half. Yeah, going on about 2 months. And the more I travel, the more I realize it's the same everywhere in terms of like life. There's that saying like wherever you go, there you are. So for me, like, I realize people are more similar than they are different. Like, no matter where you go, there's definitely cultural differences and like different languages and stuff, but more or less people are the same, and life is pretty much the same as well. The only difference is like the degree of what they have, and sometimes that's a lot, sometimes not so much. But I think, when you travel a lot, especially on your bike, you get to see a lot. For me, I've been through all 20 districts already in Paris, and to be honest, I don't live within those districts. I live outside of Paris, so I live in the suburbs, and that to me it was, more. I could learn a lot more. Like you get to really understand how people, at least the culture works, because you don't have to deal with whole tourist kind of dynamic. But also, when you travel and things don't go your way, as it seems like it's been the case more often than not for me. Like you learn how to deal with disappointment and how to, come up with solutions on the spot, and go about trying to achieve your goal the best way you can, which has been a real plus for me. It just sucks that I have to go through, a lot of loopholes, a lot of waste actually a lot of money to do it, but it is what it is. So if you plan on traveling for a good period of time, not having a home base is very difficult. For me, I wanted to use Thailand, Chiang Mai, as a home base because it's great, it's easy to travel around, and has all the food and mountains and stuff. So I just hope right now that the Thai embassy in London contacts me back. And the dilemma is now, do I fly back home or do I continue traveling and flying every 2 to 3 weeks, which, to be honest, I'm not quite fond of it now. So I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, just on another note, when you're traveling on your own, you got to be prepared to really communicate very, very well. So, most likely, you probably won't speak much of the language, so you have to communicate very concisely. And that's a skill that you're gonna have to learn really well, and it comes in handy. But before you travel for extended periods of time, know why you want to travel. For me, for example, I had not really seen much of the world. I had not traveled much when I was a kid, and so that really piqued my interest afterwards when I was a little bit more, older, where I was able to go out on my own and see the world if I wanted to. And so, I made that choice to do so. I wanted to see the world and really challenge myself, learn how to make good decisions. To be honest with you, when you travel on your own and you're in areas in different countries where, to be honest, you don't know anything, you have to make decisions constantly, and the better decisions you make, the easier your travel becomes. And so for me, I feel like I've gotten to that point where if I got dropped in some country I didn't know, barring some kind of civil war, I'd still be okay. So that's the kind of skill I had wanted to develop, because it applies to a lot of things in your life. When you put yourself out there, you're always going to be faced with new situations, and how you deal with it determines like the result of whatever you're gonna do. So that to me was the goal for traveling. In addition to seeing the world that, to be honest, I had not seen when I was a kid. So I think that's the most important thing about traveling, is to know why.